Welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. Don't worry, the kids will be joining me soon, but first, just two small little corrections we have to make. In the last video, I had mentioned, because of some of the corrections that we had to make, that Luke had another action coming to him, but he actually doesn't. Jen Loves Music wrote in and reminded me, thank you, that the action that he took, searching for treasure, was one of his free actions. So he doesn't have another action left over that he hasn't used yet. He did get to use both of his main actions. So that's actually good. It simplifies things for us. Luke has nothing more to do before we begin our gameplay. However, Mr. P.A. Barnes wrote in and reminded me of something very important I didn't do. I leveled up in the last video and I forgot to draw 2 ability cards and then choose one. So I'm going to draw these 2 cards, look them over, and then I'll show you which one I picked. Okay, so for my ability, I have grown a 3rd arm on my hero. Now what that means is normally you can only equip 1 primary hand slot item at a time. Well, with this 3rd arm, I could equip a 2nd primary hand slot item to my character, which could come in useful if I start collecting up some treasures.
The board's not there. It's not there. The library. Hey, how'd he get over there?
This is the first time Luke's seen the new layout of our board and is realizing that he's now on the library. Yes, well, Luke, there was a couple of mistakes made in the last video. And in order to correct them, we had to make some changes. And those changes meant that you ended up revealing the library card. Yes, and look what happened to Andrea. She got knocked out. Why are you sad about that? Is she your partner? I thought so. Well, Andrea's going to be joining us soon as well. She's just out of the house. We thought we'd go ahead and take a couple of our turns, and then we'll get Andrea down here when it's her turn to make some actions. Well, actually, the beginning of the video starts with Andrea having her turn, but she's been knocked out, so for her turn, all she gets to do is stand up again. That's the end of her turn. Now it comes to Luke, but Luke's the first player, so when it comes back around to him, he doesn't get to take actions. Instead, he has to make monsters roam. Now, the War Altar is already on a tile with a hero that's standing up and ready to go, so the only one that can move is the Mole Ogre. Now, the Mole Ogre has that special ability. It can be moved to any tile at all. So which tile would you like to move the Mole Ogre to?
I'm going to move it.
Oh, and it takes the treasure card with it when it goes. There's a treasure card on this tile, and it's going to take that treasure. And where did you want to move it?
Right there.
But that's where I am.
Yeah, so? You're my archenemy.
I'm your I am now, brother archenemy. Okay, so the Mole Ogre is moving to my space. No real surprise there. You're not going to move it to your space, and you can't move it to Andrea. She's already got a monster there, so I won't hold it against you. So that's the end of Luke's turn. Now he passes the first player token over to his favorite person, me, and now it's my turn to actually take some of my actions. So for my first action, I'm going to do something incredibly heroic and brave. I'm going to evade. I'd like to stay and fight this Mole Ogre, but it rolls with 6 attack dice, hits on 5s and 6s, and it has a life total of 5. So I don't think I can beat it this turn, and if I evade, maybe I can go over here and grab this treasure. So that's my excuse for being another chicken again. So I get to roll 4 dice, because my skill is 4, and I have to roll at least a 4 or higher to evade successfully. And there we go. That's 6, 2 6s in fact. I'm okay. Okay, so I've evaded successfully. I'm leaving this tile. I'm heading down here. And for my next action, I am going to see what this treasure is. Hopefully something good. Okay. So I've collected these very fashionable ensorcelled goggles. They use up your head slot. They can be used by any player. And when I'm attempting to disarm a trap, I get to roll 2 extra dice. So basically, Luke, traps will have... Right, Luke had to go, but Andrea's here instead.
What happened?
Okay, Andrea, I told her that some things had changed on the board, but I didn't get a chance to really tell her what those things were. You got knocked out by the War Altar because you weren't really able to make an attack against it when it attacked you. So some of the things on the board got changed around. You dropped your poison dagger.
Oh.
So during your turn, during the start of this video, we just stood you upright because that's all you could do.
Eventful.
Yeah, so now it's time for you to figure out what you want to do next.
Okay. Guess you guys thought I was down, but I'm not. Never underestimate the power of Andrea Smith.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Burn special ability, which I get to place 1 moon token on a monster that I share a tile with. And I'm going to put it on the War Altar.
Now this is interesting because the War Altar, remember, says you cannot take a battle action against it unless...
But it's not a battle action.
No, it's not. It's a special ability. It gives her a special action. So it seems like you could use that legitimately at least once. And then for your second action, you want to do it
doing it
again.
again.
A second wound which would kill it. Now, the only thing is, the rules state that if you spend your entire turn with a monster and do not do a combat action against it or evade, then that monster gets a free attack against you.
But it's dead.
But it's going to be dead. So she hasn't spent her entire turn there with it, just the majority of it. Let's just go to the rules for a second and see what you guys think. Here's what it says. Likewise, if a hero spends an entire turn on a tile with a monster, but doesn't make a battle action during that turn, the monster receives a free attack. However, Andrea isn't really spending the entire turn with the monster.
Haha.
Right? Because her turn technically isn't over. She still has the ability to play special abilities like her free move action, etc. So it seems legit to me. It looks like you found a way to kill this War Altar without having to involve either me or Luke.
As I said, don't underestimate the power of Andrea Smith.
It looks like she's right. Okay, so the War Altar is in fact dead.
Mine.
You collect it. All right, so you used up your 2 actions.
But I can still blaze step. Thank you very much. Putting in another one.
Yes, after you've killed a monster, you can take a free movement. So you're going to a regular tile. You'll have to roll to see if there's a treasure or encounter there.
Let's roll. 4. That's an encounter. So I'm hoping to get a monster, defeat it, then use my blaze step again to go back for my poison dagger so I can get it for next turn.
Okay, a lot happening on your turn, it seems like. Even when you're knocked down and out, you come back with something crazy. All right, so we're going to draw an encounter card. Let's see what Andrea gets. It's not a monster, I'm afraid. It is the Poison Gas Vents. So this is a trap, and Andrea's going to have to roll a number of dice equal to her skill.
5.
That's right, and every roll of 4 or more is a success, and she only needs 1 success to avoid taking damage.
But if I don't pass, that means my character's going to get knocked out again.
I sure hope that doesn't happen, Andrea.
Yes.
Oh, man. So Andrea got lucky again.
Not luck, skill.
Yes, all right, skill. And that means she defeats the trap. She gets to collect this, put it in her loot pile. You can use that later to level up. But thankfully, that's the end of your turn. And now we go back over to Luke, who will get down here when he gets back from hockey, and we'll resume our game. And we're back, and Luke's back, and he just got back not from a hockey practice, but a hockey game. How'd it go, Luke?
Good. We won. I
Yeah.
almost scored a goal.
Not bad, not bad. And he's got extra protection on for the rest of our Dungeon Run game here. So Luke, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I am going to do a special action on the library.
Okay, so you get to roll a dice, and if you get a 1, you're going to be wounded, but a 5 or more, and you get to look at the boss card, which I know you're keen to do. Go ahead and give it a shake. Let's see what you get.
A 6.
All right, so lucky Luke, once again, rolls what he needs, and he's going to get a chance to look at the boss card. Andrew and I don't get to look, and we'll come back after Lucas had a chance to read it over. So Luke has special information. He knows who the boss is. We don't. And now you still have 1 action left. So what do you want to do?
I'm going to use my direction sense.
Okay. Oh, so Luke gets to move, but instead of revealing just 1 tile, he gets to reveal 3. Choose which one he wants, and then the other 2 are shuffled back. Yes, they're shuffled back. So Luke, here are your 3 choices.
Here are my 3 tiles. I do not want this one.
That's the cursed stone, and when that tile is out, that tile and all the adjacent tiles, you can no longer use your hero abilities. It shuts you down, basically. So Luke doesn't want that. You're going to have to pick one of the other 2. So which one do you want?
One.
Okay. So Luke's picked his tile. I'm taking the 2 that he didn't choose. I'm shuffling them back in with the other tile. That means we only have 3 tiles left to go before the boss tile is revealed. And Luke's moved. Now we have to roll the dice, Luke, and see what you get. A treasure, an encounter, or both. So go ahead and roll it up.
5. So I get an encounter.
All right. The encounter is a fire drake.
Cute.
This nasty little creature has the fire breath ability. And if it's still alive after a hero makes a battle action against it, you roll a die. And on a roll of 4 or more, every hero on the tile receives 1 wound marker.
It attacks with 6 dice.
That's right. So you got to roll those dice, and it'll have hits potentially on rolls of 5 or 6. Oh, 2 hits there, Luke.
I'm going to attack back with 6 dice.
All right, you're going to hit on rolls of 5 or more.
Yes!
Okay, this is ridiculous. I don't even know if I want to play any more games with these kids.
It's the lucky helmet
Oh, yeah.
on the Andrea show.
Okay, so there was 5 potential hits. He can use 2 of them to block with and still get 3 through as hits. Now, mind you, the Fire Drake has 4 life. So you have to decide, do you want to take 1 hit and know that you can kill the Fire Drake, or do you just want to partially wound it?
I think I will let one through.
Okay, makes sense to me.
I get the Fire Drake, and now it's Dad's turn.
All right. Well, it would be my turn, but I'm the first player. So it's come back around to me. Monsters are going to roam. I get to decide where they go. There's only one monster, this Mole Ogre. And I know I could drop this on top of Andrea or Luke, because the Mole Ogre can
Or
go
yourself.
anywhere. Yeah, or myself, which I'm not going to do. So I think, Andrea, I think you and I are actually hurting a little more than Luke is right now. So
Definitely.
Luke, and your lucky dice.
Um,
About time you had some bad luck. I'm going to give you a Mole Ogre. Oh, you have more than 1 life. You have 5 life left. So Luke's getting the Mole Ogre. I don't get to have a turn. I pass the first player token over to Andrew, which means it's your
Thanks.
turn, which means you guys need to take a look at what's going on here and give Andrew some suggestions about what to do. You do have some options. You got some movement. You can go to new tiles. You have treasures all around you that you can go collect.
And that poison dagger.
That poison dagger, which I'm sure you're missing.
Yeah.
So you guys take a look at it, decide what you think she should do, let us know about it, and then we'll come back to you, of course, with the most popular suggestion. We'll play that out, and we'll see what happens next. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.